So in this video, we will just take a closer look at these headphones here, the OpenRun from Shokz, formerly Shokz. And first off, I do want to apologize for my voice. I am dealing with a cold right now, so my voice is a little worse than usual. But anyways, we'll just do a closer look of these bone conducting headphones. And I wanted to try some bone conducting headphones for quite some time because you kind of have your ears open when you go out and run. So if you're running in an urban environment like I do, in the city, of course, you can be more aware of your surroundings. Of course, for cars, cyclists, and pedestrians, and so on. Another reason why I wanted to try this, because I usually run like with a pair of like true wireless in-ear headphones that kind of blocks out any ambient noise around me, even though I have like transparency mode turned on for like my Jadeburst Vista and the other devices here. I still listen to music that loudly, so I don't really hear my ambient noise around me. And an issue with like transparency mode on a pair of true wireless headphones is that they use a microphone inside the headphones themselves. And if there's any kind of wind, you will kind of just hear the wind blowing into that microphone, which is kind of annoying. And again, when I listen to music kind of at a louder volume level, which I tend to do, the transparency mode just doesn't work all that well. So that's why I wanted to get into a bone conducting headphones, or at least try them and get them out of my system, so to speak. I'm not really sure if they are something that's going to replace my Jadeburst Vista for my runs, which is like the primarily ones I'm using currently. I also kind of time to time use my Samsung Galaxy Buds Pro, the first generation, and also have these Jabra, I can't even remember what is it, 65T or 75T, but my Jadeburst Vista is the ones that I am going for when I'm out and running. They are waterproof. Also, the case has some kind of weather sealing, and they just stay in my ears so nicely. And I have a nice big button when I want to change track and turn up or down the volume. So easy to do so on these ones here. But one of the reasons why I also wanted to get a bone conducting headphones is because I wanted to be a little bit better at maintaining a certain pace. So if I go out and run with the headphones like this, I crank the music up loudly. I listen to like high beat music or rock music. Once like I start listening to the music, I'll kind of set my pace according to that music. So that constantly screws up my current pace and my heart rate, and then I have to slow down, and then I pick up the pace again because I cannot really hear my breathing and my steps because I'm just so isolated with the headphones like these. That's where like the bone conducting headphones come in, not only to be aware of my surroundings in terms of traffic and so on, but also so I can just hear my breathing, and I can actually just focus on my steps, on my pace, like hearing my footsteps when I go run faster or slower. So I think that will help me on those slower runs, because I constantly just feel like I wanted to run a little bit faster, because I'm completely isolated of my surroundings. So my music is just the thing that's actually setting my pace. But anyways, so these are the OpenRun. They also have a newer model that's called the OpenRun Pro, which is of course a tier above this one here. From what I can see online, they kind of have a little better bass frequency response, but these ones here are a little bit better towards the mid-range, at least according to what I can find online. And these ones here actually have better weather sealing at IP67. I believe the Pro only have IP65, but I run in all kinds of weather conditions, whether it's raining or snowing, and I'm also kind of a sweater. And if I have a hat on, like in the wintertime, I will of course cover my ears, and I'll also accumulate a lot of sweat and maybe even a little bit of snow and rain and so on. So the better weather sealing is definitely a nice added bonus for me personally. I feel like the Pro model is a little bit of a downgrade in terms of weather sealing, but you get a little bit better battery life, at least according to specifications on their website. I believe you get 8 hours with these ones here, but you get 10 hours with the Pro models. So you lose a little bit of battery life, but you get that added weather sealing and also a little bit clearer audio in the mid-range. But yeah, I'm very curious to try them out. Never tried the bone conducting headphones, so let's just get into this one here. So bone conduction sports headphones, and these are specifically made for running because they're called the OpenRun. I believe they also have some from swimming. If you want them to be completely weather sealed and going for a swim, you of course need to get those. And you can see some of their specifications here on the back. We have premium pitch, 2.0 plus stereo sound. Okay, so that's the IP67 waterproof. So they are waterproof, not just weather resistant, which is a nice bonus. Lightweight, yeah, and they're actually a little bit lighter than the Pro models as well. Only a few grams, so I don't think you will notice actually. You have quick charging as well. And you have full titanium frame for secure fit. Titanium frame, that sounds pretty nice. And 8 hours of music and calls. And of course, on the Pro models, you get up to 10 hours there. So you lose a little bit in battery life. So let's just get into it and have a closer look. I think we'll try to just get in from the top here. But yeah, I think we had to remove all the plastic because yeah, this one is just a cardboard outer box, like so many nowadays. So this is just a sleeve on the outside. So they kind of can change the outer packaging without changing the inner packaging. And yeah, other than that, just a white box here on the inside with the Shokz logo here in the middle at the front. Let's just open up and have a closer look. And nothing inside the lid, so let's dig a little deeper here. So of course these types here wrap around the neck a little bit, kind of what I'm used to with my Sony Walkmans when I use those. Don't really use them anymore, but kind of have this little stuff protruding from the neck, which can be a little bit annoying if you're wearing a long neck running shirt or other types of clothing, especially during the winter time and so on. So we have the headset here, nicely presented. Let's just dig a little deeper and see what else we get in the box before we take a closer look at the headphones and remove this piece of cardboard. And underneath here we have a little compartment with some accessories, and we have a warranty card here which has the serial number and some warranty information. So you have a 2-year warranty. And you can, of course, go contact Shokz if you have any issues with these headphones here, which is kind of nice. And let's see what we get in this little box here. So we definitely get some kind of transporting or some kind of bag here for transporting the device, and nothing else in there and nothing else inside the box here. So let's just remove that one. So inside this little packaging here or bag here, we have some accessories. Suppose we have some charging cables, and yeah, that's all we get. But you can of course keep your headphones in here nicely tucked away. And this seems to have some kind of weather sealing material or made of some kind of weather sealed fabric. So suppose this bag would be able to handle some rain and moisture and so on, and keep your headphones pretty secure. So we get a user guide. Let's just go through that quickly here. Turn on the headphones. You just press the plus button and hold it for 2 seconds until the LED indicator flashes blue. And that's also the volume up and volume down button. And of course you do have the magnetic charging plug there. Turn off the headset. You press and hold the power volume plus button for 3 seconds until the LED indicator flashes red. So to turn it on and off, you have to press the plus button there. So for pairing, you start with the OpenRun turned off. Press and hold the volume plus button for 5 seconds until the LED flashes red and blue. Pretty common for Bluetooth devices. Of course, you go into your Bluetooth settings of your phone, and you will just pair up your Shokz OpenRun here. You do have a multi-function button here on the side of the headphones. So 1 tap, play pause the music. 2 taps, next song. I really don't like that 2-tap action. I've set all of my headphones that I can set to 1 tap, like my Vistas here. Just 1 tap on the right side of the headphones will go to the next track, because when you're running and you wanted to tap a button 2 times, that can be a little bit frustrating. I hope that's a nice button though, that's easy to press. Previous song, you can press it 3 times. Answer call, click once. End call, click once. So pretty easy navigation, but I will just wish that we can actually switch out those 2 there. So just 1 tap will be the next song, and double tap will be play pause. But that's just a minor annoyance there. And let's just see what's inside here. And yeah, we do have in many different languages as well, so everybody should pretty much be covered there. And else we get a storage and maintenance guide. So how to store it and how to maintain it. So charge it up, of course, clean it off if there's any water on it when you want to store it long term, and so on and so on. But yeah, you get that included as well. And we also get a charging cable. So let's just have a look at that. That's one annoying thing with these ones here, that they use their own proprietary charging cable. You cannot just plug it into a USB Type-C plug, or would have been nice to be able to charge them wirelessly. Maybe a little much to ask, but it would definitely have been very cool. So you can just charge them up with like the same charger that all of my other devices are using. But this one here, you're using a proprietary magnetic charger. I do like that it's magnetic though, that's kind of nice. And USB Type-A here in the other end, very thin cable. But that also means if you lose this cable, you're kind of screwed, or you have to at least get in contact with Shokz, or maybe they even sell these. I don't know really sure, but Definitely not a cable you can just go out and replace with any of the standard USB-C or micro USB for that matter. But of course, that also adds to that weather sealing, because you don't have to have a plug that actually also needs to be weather sealed. You can just use these two prongs there to magnetically connect to the headphones and then charge. So there's not an opening going into the headphones there where water and so on can get in. And other than that, of course, we have the headphones themselves, actually a little bit smaller than I would have anticipated. Comparing them here to my Sony Walkman headphones, you can see they are quite a bit bigger, at least the stuff that goes into your ear, or this of course goes above your ear. So yeah, actually a little bit smaller, those bone conducting parts here, as that I would have imagined. So of course this one sits on your bone next to your ear and vibrates into that bone, making sound come into your ear canal. So it's kind of an amazing technology, I think. There's also a few microphones there for voice calls, of course. And this is also one of the areas where the Pro is a little bit upgraded compared to this one here. That also has noise cancellation, I believe, built into the microphones, better microphones for calls. But personally, I'm not really going to use calls or use these to make calls. So I don't really expect to use calls other than for like emergency when I'm out running. Other than that, when I'm out running, I like to just completely be isolated to the outside world, really. But anyways, little Shokz branding there. And these are soft touch plastic and very flexible as well here. You can see you can kind of move it around. Underneath here, this is on the left side. You do have that plus button there that you need to use to turn on and off the headphones and also for pairing. And then you have volume up and volume down. If you just press them one time, and they're actually pretty okay to press. The real test is of course using them when you're out running, because yeah, when you're running, you're moving around a lot, and actually hitting small buttons like this can be a little bit annoying, a little bit hard to do actually. And then of course we have the charging plug. I believe it's only for charging. I don't believe there's any data, so don't believe you can upgrade firmware or anything with these headphones here, and just magnetically hold in place like this. Actually quite nice. And can we actually turn it around the other way? No, it don't want me to do so. So it's only one way, and that's of course this orientation here. The magnet doesn't align if you want to turn it the other way around. So yeah, only one direction, and fits on there pretty well. Let's just try and plug it in. Let's see what kind of LEDs we get when you're charging it up. Okay, the LED is just next to the charging plug. And you can see, of course, it charges or lights red here when you're actually charging the headphones. I suppose it will either turn off or light green when you are fully charged. And it just takes a few seconds there to actually start charging. So yeah, that's fine enough. Other than that, we have this rubber here all the way towards the back. I'm not really sure where the titanium gets into the picture. Full titanium frame for secure fit. Maybe it's on the inside of this rubber here. We have some kind of titanium. There's definitely something inside here that is like keeping it flexible. As you can see here, it does flex out quite a bit and very springy. Doesn't feel too tight, so it will create a lot of force on your face, but still it will kind of keep its shape, original shape here. On the left one, we have a little bit of Shokz branding there as well. Two-tone color there, black and gray. And it says it has a 210 milliamp hour battery. So that's what's in there. Relatively small battery. And of course, the left side here also, same exact bone conductor. Looks exactly the same. On the outside of the left one, this is where you have the button. So one press, play pause. Actually feels pretty okay to press. But one press, play pause, two press, next track, three presses, or three times previous track, and of course one time to answer and end a call. But there's no microphone that I can find on the left one there, so the microphone is only on the right one. Just one minor thing there. And yeah, this is the black model. You can also get them in many other colors, but yeah, I like the black understated look. But that's of course a personal preference. But anyways, let me just try and put them on here. So pretty easy to actually mount these to your ear. Just go on top of your ear like this, and you can see the bone conductor sits right here in front of your ear, kind of conducting or vibrating into your ear. So kind of a strange technology. I'm very curious to try it out and see if it actually feels the vibration on your ear. But yeah, you can see there definitely is room for a very big head here, and it can get a little bit annoying when you're using these headphones and you have a jacket or something else that has a very high column here around. That could kind of get a little bit in the way. So I'm curious to see that or try that out in the wintertime when I will have a lot more clothing on. Right now it is autumn here in my country, still pretty nice weather, so don't really need to have a big shirt on. But anyways, let's try and pair it up with my smartphone here. So this is a Samsung Galaxy S22, but the pairing process should be pretty identical throughout all devices. So go into Bluetooth settings. Let's just hold the Bluetooth button here for 5 seconds. And let's see what happens with the LED here. Both the blue and the red should flash like so. And it should be in pairing mode. Let's see if we can actually find it. Let's search for it again here. So it did take a few seconds for it to actually show up. Let's just try and pair it up. And if we look at the LED here, should kind of just show blue when it's actually paired up. Yeah, you can see it's flashing blue now. So I guess it's connected. And let's just try and control volume here. Will that work? No, not immediately. Let's try and play some music. I don't know if you can actually hear this, but definitely music is playing and you can hear it and actually feel the vibration here. Let's try and turn up and down the music. Oh yeah, you can do so. And there's something playing. And then of course, let's try and play and pause it. Press the button one time here. So that will pause the music. And play again. Double tap. Next song. And you get a little beep inside the headphones whenever you're switching out song. So that's kind of nice. Or change it to next track or have activated this button here. So that's nice. So you know you actually press something. Let's see if you can go back 3 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Not really the greatest, but let me just try and listen to some music and see how it actually sounds. So max volume right now. First impressions. Yeah, definitely doesn't sound the greatest right out of the bat. And you kind of feel it vibrating on your chin. Of course, was at 100% volume. Lower frequency, yeah, pretty much all gone. There's not really that much in those spectrum of the audio. So of course, you're also lacking quite a bit in lower frequency, but the audio is actually pretty clear. And this is of course just sitting around, not really doing any kind of physical activity. Once I'm out and running, I'll suppose that I'll start to hear like the headphones move around a little bit, and of course all the other ambient noise around me will of course hinder the sound a little bit more. So definitely not the loudest at all, not the most full sounding headphones at all. So definitely not the reason why I should get these. If you really want to get into a bone conducting headphones, this is pretty much only because you want to hear the ambient noise around you and still have some music going into your ear. I'm not saying I'm disappointed, but if you expect a sound quality from a true wireless headphones like any of these or like all the other out there for that matter, you will be heavily disappointed because you're definitely not anywhere close to those kind of audio coming from those headphones. But it is definitely fine enough to listen to music when I'm out and doing an activity. So I'm curious to try it out when I get a little bit better here. Go out and doing my run and see how well they actually work. If there's actually something I would even end up using, or if it will just go into a drawer for those rare occasions where I actually will need something like this. And in terms of apps for your smartphone, there is an app, but I believe it's only for the Pro model. But I figured we could just figure it out and see if it actually will work on the non-Pro as well, because it would be nice to be able to like update firmware and so on. Not really sure it's required, but yeah, you can see here it's only really working with the OpenRun Pro. So if you really want that app experience, like where you can set custom EQs and update the firmware and so on, of course the Pro models is what you should go for. I'm kind of happy I didn't really spend more money than this. This is like the value option because they come down in price since the Pro models came out, and you can get them quite a bit cheaper now, but they're still very expensive, I think, for what they actually are. I'm happy I tried them, and I definitely will use them when I'm out and doing my run, but I'm definitely a little bit disappointed in terms of audio quality. I was expecting a little bit more, but this is my first experience. Whenever I spend more time with these headphones, I will of course do a proper review, tell about all my experience using these headphones here. But first impressions, yeah, not the greatest sound quality. And of course you have all this around your neck that could also kind of get in the way of whatever kind of clothing and stuff you are wearing when you're out and doing your activities as well. Something you don't have to think about when you have like an truly wireless headphones inside your ears. There's nothing really messing around your neck here, and the fits okay around my ears as well, but I just feel like it's could wobble a little bit up and down. Don't feel it like kind of catches around my ear, so to speak. It feels a little loose there, but I suspect I have to try it out a little bit more to get used to it as well. So yeah, first impressions, I definitely do like the build quality. I like the idea that I can hear my ambient noise around me when I'm out and about doing my activity. I'm not too happy about the proprietary magnetic charger. Would have been nice if there were like a wireless charger built into this one here, or maybe even a case included that you can kind of hook onto these ones here and then charge them wirelessly. So that's a little bit annoying. You cannot use them with the app as well, but with the OpenRun non-pro variant, you do get better weather sealing. So that's a big thumbs up in my book, and they're a little bit lighter as well, and of course a lot cheaper. So definitely a great way to get into a bone conducting pair of headphones if you want to, of course, use them, go out and when you're out and running and so on. But anyways, this is all you get in the box, of course. And this just been a first look and first impressions of these headphones here. You can, of course, find affiliated link down in the description below if you want to check this headphone out. Else, that's pretty much it for this one here. I hope to see you again in the future one. Until then, take care.